And we are live. This is UFC 220, Stipe versus Miocic. Versus Stipe Miocic versus Ngannou. Bro picks. This is Ricky.
Damn, man, that was a really good start. This is Justin. And yeah, man, we have a very good card on Saturday. I believe it's $65 for a pay-per-view. I mean, it's kind of expensive, but it's worth it, you know. Very good card. The main event is probably the best heavyweight fight of all time. Co-main event is very good. Burgos versus Kattar. There's a lot of good fights, man. Yeah, man. So before we get into the card, we'll talk about last week. I went 0-2 on the first card of the year. I bet Meek, 1 unit shot. And yeah, man, Usman went out there and, dominated him, took him to the ground. On the feet, he was definitely losing, but, he out-grappled him. And, he's a good grappler, but he's getting faded soon, for sure. He's as stiff as a board on the feet. And Choi, man, I mean, I didn't see that coming. I really thought he was going to beat Stevens. And, I got to tip my hat off to Stevens. He showed that he's a good veteran. And, yeah, man, he got the knockout in the second round. He's fighting Josh Emmett. That's going to be a good fight. So, yeah. What about you? Talk about your plays.
So I went 1-for-1, plus 0.35 units. I went on Darren Elkins pretty much just as I predicted. He was able to weather the storm and then tap out Michael Johnson. Pretty much what I thought was going to happen. The only thing was I lost with Alex White, and I think I learned from my mistake. I was hoping I should have known that Alex White had issues with grappling. There's something I'm going to learn is that I'm not going to bet on people hoping that they got better grappling. You know what I mean? I'm not going to bet until I see it on tape. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to bet on them until I've seen their improvements on tape. So that's what I learned from fucking betting on Alex White, because it just seemed like James Krause was able to get him down and do it and just kind of dominate him on the ground to get the win. So I thought he was going to be able to do a little bit better, but he wasn't. So, just got to learn from that one and move on. But, yeah, I thought it was a pretty good card. And Darren Elkins is a man, bro. He's a fucking savage.
That was a good bet, man. I want to see if they make him versus T-City. That would be a good fight. I got there.
T-City all day, man.
For sure, but that'd be a good fight for sure because Elkins is good on the ground as well. But I mean, I think T-City would beat him, so for sure. But all right, man. So let's dive right into the first card or the first fight. We got Islam, Mac and Cheese, Makhachev versus Glazen Tibau. In my opinion, this is a pass. I mean, I think you should stay away from this fight. It's actually a lot closer fight than you think. If Glazen Tibau wasn't returning, from suspension, I would, might be thinking about betting him here, 1 unit. I know Islam, trains with Khabib. It's like they're their best friend, training partners, baby Khabib. And Khabib could even take down Glazen Tibau, the guy has 93% takedown defense. He's not that good on the feet, though. I don't think Islam is either, but I do think that Islam is better on the feet. I think, obviously, he's the better grappler. I think what's going to happen here is, he might get one takedown. It's going to be on the feet, and I think Islam will have a slightly better striking. So I'll have to go with Islam by a 29-28 decision. But if Glazen shows up, man, if Glazen shows up and doesn't look like, a fossil, he could definitely get a win here. So, and the line is off for sure. So I'm going to have to go with Islam, but it's going to be a pass, and I'll be staying away from DraftKings too. What about you?
Yeah, man, I don't blame you from staying away because this guy, Glazen Tibau, has a win over Dos Anjos, man, and that's pretty kind of crazy. But yeah, man, I'm gonna have to go with Islam as well, just because I do think he's better grappler, and he's gonna be able to use that. Even if he can't take him down, probably just work the clinch and maybe even smoke. I don't know. I think Islam's gonna win.
All right, man. Call the next one.
Next fight we got Bessette versus Enrique Barzola. Barzola's fighting. They're fighting 145. He's from Peru, so I gotta represent. But I do think he's gonna win. He's got a lot of heart, and I don't really know much about Matt Bessette, so but I'm gonna stay away from betting perspective. What about you?
Yeah, I got Barzola too. He's pretty good, man. You know, he's definitely one of the guys to watch at featherweight. You know, I think he was at lightweight on tough, and the dude's no slouch. He definitely beat Bochniak. That was a huge robbery. There's no way Bochniak won that fight. And you know, this Bessette kid, he's coming in. You know, he got knocked out on Contender Series like 5 months ago. He got KO'd bad, man. I mean, it was a bad KO. The dude, you know, is pretty good in the regional scene, but you know, I don't know where his chin's at. And he did beat cancer, which is pretty cool. But you know, I just don't think this guy's on Barzola's level. I think Barzola is, you know, going to be a top 15 guy, and I don't think Bizette's going to sniff that top 15. So I think Barzola's better everywhere. I think he has the better grappling, the better striking. He's a point fighter, and I think Barzola's going to go out there and get a 30-26 decision. So next fight, we got Dan Ige versus Julio Arce. This is a really good fight, man. This is actually a very interesting fight. I'm gonna have to go with the dog here. I think EJ is a very tough kid. He's Hawaiian. They don't break. They're very tough, hard for days. I believe he trains in Vegas at Extreme Couture, and Julio Arce trains with Burgos and Rivera. But you know, the dude, I don't know, man. The dude, you know, he's a good striker, but I feel like sometimes, you know, he doesn't throw that much and he lets for, you know, you to throw. And that's not going to be good against EJ, who, you know, is good everywhere. I think EJ definitely has the better grappling for sure. And, you know, he's pretty good in the feet, man. So I'm going to have to go with the dog here, man. I think EJ's gonna break him, in my opinion, and maybe get a third round sub. What about you?
I'm gonna be honest, and I didn't watch any tape at all on these guys, and I have no idea who these guys are. So it's a complete pass. It'd be a coin flip to me. I'll just go the other way with Julio Arce, just to fuck it. But I know people are gonna talk shit on the comments, but I don't give a fuck. So we got Julio Arce.
Iron Man.
Our next fight, man. This fight I've been doing a little bit of research about. Dustin Ortiz, 17-7 versus Alejandro Pantoja. Dustin Ortiz is no slouch. He's pretty good, man. He got that impressive KO win of Hector Sandoval. He lost against Wilson Hayes. Lost against Formiga. You know, Alejandro Pantoja. I think he trains at. Does he train at Nova União with all those guys? Right.
Pantoja?
Yeah.
I don't even know where Pantoja trained, to be honest.
I don't know, man, but he's in Brazil. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's in Nova União because, to be honest, I think that's the only legit fucking school out the. But anyway, I think Pantoja's got the. I think Pantoja's got the grappling advantage. You know, it seems like Ortiz has some issues with these black belts. He's got good wrestling and stuff, but he tends to give up his back pretty easily. So I don't know, man. I think Pantoja could take the back. The only thing is that Pantoja kind of fights a little bit risky. So I don't know, man. It's kind of I don't know about. I'm kind of hesitant to take the bet because he likes to stand and bang, and Dustin Ortiz can fucking throw some heat, you know. So I don't know. I don't know about betting it yet. If Pantoja was like a safer fighter, it seems like he likes to bang, and then if it gets close, then he'll go for the takedown and get the finish. But I don't know. It seemed like that's what happened with Moreno. Like he was banging with Moreno. Moreno was landing some good ones, and then Pantoja finally decided to get the win and take it down. He's got a really good ground game, so I'm about to go with Pantoja, and I don't know. I kind of want to bet it, but I don't know yet. Just because Pantoja is kind of a risky fighter. What about you?
Yeah, man, this is a very good fight. You know, one of the best fights in the card, in my opinion. I'm gonna go with Pantoja too. I do think that, you know, he has the better striking. He has a very good ground game, but he's gonna have to watch out because Ortiz is a grinder, man. If he pulls for a guillotine and doesn't get the sub, Ortiz is gonna grind him out. You know, Ortiz is a gatekeeper. He's not a jobber. He's no slouch for sure. He's been in there with a lot of good guys. The guy's beaten Borg, Scoggins, you know. You know, he knocked out, you know, Sandoval, but Sandoval's a jobber in my opinion. I think it's a close fight, but yeah, I'll have to go with Pantoja. But you know, he does fight the brawl, but you know, he has a very good chin for sure. I mean, the way he beat Moreno, I mean, he dominated that fight. Moreno didn't do anything in that fight. I do like Pantoja a lot, but you know, I'm gonna stay away. If he has plus money, you know, I would definitely probably take a shot. But you know, fading Ortiz, you know, isn't really the best. I mean, I know I faded Ortiz with Moreno, but Ortiz is no slouch, bro. But yeah, I'll be picking Pantoja for sure. So next up, I believe we got Abdul Razak Al versus Sabah Homasi. Yeah, I picked Razak the first time. I'll be picking him again. I don't think Sabah's good at all. I think he is a pretty tough guy, but I think that's about it. I don't think he's a good striker. I don't think he's a good grappler. I think he got knocked out the first fight, and I think he's gonna get knocked out again. I think Hassan needs to be a little more patient because when he brawls, he definitely has some holes in this game. But I mean, the dude's a beast. The dude is an athletic specimen, and he's just too fast, I think, and too athletic for Sabah, man. So I have to go with Razak minus 200. Not my thing, but I'll have to go with Razak by first round KO. I'll be having him on DraftKings. What about you?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Razak as well. I don't know, man. I thought it was pretty close that when they fought, dude. Maybe it was just the ball was really tough, but maybe I was tripping. But I think Abdul Razak does have some holes in his game. He's pretty stiff out there. It seems like he's always like flexing when he's fighting. You know what I mean? He's not very loose. So I don't know. I'm interested to see how it goes, and like I don't know if Sabah gets a takedown on him. So I don't know this fight though, because I do think it's close. I do think it's a lot closer than what people think and what the line has it though. But I'm gonna go with Abdul. Next fight,
all right, man.
We got Kyle Bochniak over Brandon Davis. Kyle Bochniak's he's all right. He's not the best, but he does have a win over Enrique Barzola, so that's pretty good. Has 3 fights in the UFC. Brandon Davis is making his UFC debut. I think he's probably coming off a win over in the Contender Series over Austin Arnett. But so I'm gonna have to go with Kyle Bochniak. Got the UFC experience and the win over Barzola. What about you?
Yeah, man, I'm gonna have to agree with you. Brandon Davis, he's Jason Knight's striking coach. He's a brawler. He gets hit a lot, and I feel like that's not going to play out, that good for him when he starts facing the bigger guys, And I don't think Bochniak's, I don't think he's a jobber, man. I mean, he didn't beat Barzola, but he's no slouch. He's a tough guy. He does hit hard, dude. I mean, that fight with Charles Rosa was very close. I actually think he could have won that fight. And he has power, man. He's a good grappler. He's a tough guy, so I actually think he might put out Brandon Davis. So, and he's the dog too, which is pretty crazy. So, a lot of hype on that Davis kid. Kind of like that Matt Furbola last week, had a lot of hype, and damn, I don't know why I didn't hit. We should have bet Marco Polo Reyes. We both picked him, but hey, you live and you learn. So yeah, I got Kyle Bochniak. So next fight, I like this fight a lot. We got Thomas Almeida versus Rob Font. Now the line right now is I think Almeida is minus 15. I think Almeida is gonna win, but the one thing is that I'm staying away from this is that it's kind of a close fight, though, man. I mean, I'm going back and forth. Like, I don't want to pick Rob Font. I'm never going to bet Rob Font again. I mean, I've never bet him, actually, to be honest. But I almost bet him last fight against Pedro Munoz. I'm so happy I didn't. But the guy just has no fight IQ. I mean, I don't know why he went for a takedown against the guy who has probably the best guillotine in the division. Pedro Munoz is no slouch. I like that kid a lot. He might beat Dawson, actually. So I got to watch tape for that. But I think he might beat Dawson. But anyways, yeah, man. Almeida is a very good striker. I feel like he has the better striking, but he needs to watch out for that first round because Font's going to be throwing heat, and Almeida, gets better throughout the fight. But the one reason why I'm not betting Almeida is that he's a little chinny, man. He gets hit a lot, man. He gets dropped every fight, and don't give me that bullcrap out there that he's not chinny. He's definitely chinny. So, I think Almeida's going to get tagged. I think he might get dropped, and I think he might weather the storm and get a win, but I'm not that confident in it, to be honest. So I can't pick Rob Font either because it's Rob Font. But yeah, I'll pick Almeida. I think he's gonna get a finish, but if he loses this fight, I won't be surprised. What about you?
I'm going with Thomas Almeida as well, man. But just like the same thing as I think about Pantoja, but I think Pantoja might have a better chin. Because Thomas Almeida has been rocked in fights, like didn't he get rocked by Pickett? And then
yeah,
he got twice. fucking KO'd by Garbrandt. So I don't know, man. I don't know if he's a slow starter or what it is.
He's a slow starter.
But he gets hit. He still gets hit a lot, man, and he's got to find a way around it because you go against some of these guys like Rob Font that can get some heat and they can catch you, man. They can catch you slipping. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to go with Thomas Almeida though because I do think overall he's a better striker, better fight IQ, has a bigger ceiling or whatever. Has a lot of potential. He could be better, a lot better than the last time we saw him, as opposed to Rob Font, who just kind of, I don't know, just kind of been the same. You know what I'm saying? Not really declined, but I mean, look what happened against Pedro Munoz. He did the stupidest shit, like he dove into that guillotine. That was fucking sick. I should have bet Pedro Munoz there too. But yeah, man, I'm about to go with Thomas Almeida. He's I think he's gonna win. He's a better striker. He's just got to find a way past that first round, not get hit as much. He's working on it. So I'm going to go Almeida. Next fight, these guys are both kind of jobbers. In my opinion, Gian Villante, who's kind of a meathead, who's 15-9, and he's going to be fighting Francimir Barroso, 19-6. I was looking at tape on Barroso because I always like interested in fading Gian Villante, but fuck man, I do think it's an even fight, and I do think Barroso has a chance here. Barroso, I don't know. I don't really think he has the best takedowns. He might have some good jiu-jitsu, but I do think Villante might be able to defend the takedown because he's training with Weidman and all those guys, as opposed to Barroso. He's a jiu-jitsu guy, but I don't know if he's got like good enough wrestling. Anyway, so I do think John has a chance of defending the takedown, but I don't think Barroso's striking is that fucking good, man. So I'm gonna have to pass. Barroso's live, but I'm going to go with Gian Villante with the. I think he's going to be able to defend the takedown and outstrike him, but it's a huge pass. What about you?
Yeah, man, this is the biggest pass on the card. It's a very close fight, but I'm gonna have to disagree with you. I'm gonna go with Barroso. I think that he's gonna run away the whole fight and throw a little bit more. Gian Villante just doesn't throw anymore. I don't know what it is. He used to be like a long time ago. Corey Anderson's fight. Looked very good with his leg kicks, but he got tagged in that fight too. The dude gets hurt every fight, and also, man, he doesn't throw. I mean, you lose to Pat Cummings. I know Pat Cummings, is a pretty good wrestler, but that guy has no chins at all. So I'm gonna have to go with Barroso. I don't. Barroso's not good either. They're both jobbers for sure, but I just think Barroso is gonna throw more on the feet, more volume, and he does. I think he has a grappling advantage too, and he has a better jiu-jitsu. So if it hits the mat, it's definitely gonna be Barroso. So I got Francisco Barroso. So next fight, we got Shane Burgos versus Calvin Kattar. I'm very high on Burgos. I bet I'm pretty big in Charles Rosa. And I respect Kattar a lot. In my opinion, this is not an easy fight. I think it's not easy money for Burgos. I think it's a very close fight. I'm going to give the edge to the Burgos. I think Burgos, has a very good chin. He does get hit a lot, but the guy throws heat, bro. I mean, he has very good counters. Very good boxing, man. I mean, good power. He also has a good ground game, too. I mean, he has a lot of wins by sub. We haven't seen it in the UFC, but, I mean, watch out for this guy's ground game, so Kattar might have the better wrestling, but I think if it hits the mat, I think, Burgos could get a sub. But in my opinion, I think Burgos is a little too more well-rounded for him. Kattar might be the more technical guy. The guy's striking is really good. I know, he beat Feely pretty easily, and Feely's, not the best in the, but I don't think Kattar's no slouch. I think he's good, man. I really do. I think both these guys are in the top 15. The one thing I hate about Burgos is that he leaves his hands down a lot, and I don't think, Kattar has the power to knock him out, but he definitely, man, is the more technical fighter here for sure. That's why I think it's a pass for me. I know it hit -125 Burgos, and I mean that's a very good line on Burgos. But the thing is, Kattar has solid boxing too, so it's a pass for me. But yeah, I'll be going with Burgos for the win. What about you?
Yeah, I'm going with Burgos as well. He's undefeated. Who knows, Calvin? But I do think it's close. 125 was a good line, but I'm not sure where it's at now. -180 or something was last time I saw it.
-195 or something like that, yeah.
So that's not good. And I think that line is off for sure. I think it's going to be a very close fight. Burgos, He does fight with his hands down, but he does find a way to not get hit somehow. At least what I think saw from it. He's got some heavy hands, and I do think he's going to be able to land the more devastating shots. So I'm gonna have to go with Burgos. I don't think it's gonna hit the mat. I think both these guys are gonna strike. So Burgos all the way, bro. Next fight, man. Your boy Daniel Cormier. He's gonna be fighting Volkan No Time Ozdemir. Daniel Cormier is on his record is 19-1, but we all know he has 2 losses against John Jones, I think. Volkan Ozdemir is 15-1, man. Pretty impressive record. Only time he lost, I think, was when he got tapped out a couple years ago against that one guy, one wrestler. I forget his name. But Volkan Ozdemir, he's made his scene into the UFC, and he's risen up pretty quickly. And I don't know if it might be too much too soon, but it's because the UFC 205 division is kind of lacking some talent, in my opinion. I mean, we got the top 5, and after that, it's kind of a big difference, maybe even a big difference between like the top 3 or top 2 and the rest of everyone else. I don't know, man. I still don't think Volkan Ozdemir, though, is not someone I want to bet against because he's burned me against Jimmy Manuel and Misha. So I'm just going to watch this one. But I do think he's his wrestling is not going to be good enough. I don't know if 4 years is going to be enough for Daniel's lifetime of fucking wrestling. He did move to America and like train with a better team now, but like I said, it's still not enough. That's like with like, I don't know, man. I think people are gonna have a hard time with Daniel Cormier. I mean, Jones was able to beat him because Jones has wrestled his life as well, and Jones is a more dynamic striker. So that's why Jones was able to beat him. He was able to mix it up better, But I do think Volkan Ozdemir is gonna have a tough time. He has a puncher's chance, though. The line is good. It's probably going to hit plus 300. So I don't bet people betting him, but I do think he's going to lose. I'll be rooting for Volkan, but my pick is Daniel. I think he's going to be able to toss him around and maybe possibly get the sub. He's got a chin, man. He's fought Rumble. He was able to take the shot off of him and keep coming. He did get hurt, but he kept going. I mean, even when he got head kicked by John Jones, he was still fucking – it's not like he went out to sleep right away. John Jones had to chase him and fucking land some vicious blows. That beating was fucking epic. So, I know you're gonna say it's life changing. He's old. I don't know, man. He is old, but he still looks young in there. He looks young when he's in the ring. He's keeping up with. He's tossing 30-year-olds around. So I don't know. He's tossing people around. So he hasn't shown much of a decline yet. So I don't know. I can't. I until I see a decline, I'll agree with you. But I don't think he's done. I mean, he might be done, but I haven't seen it yet. So we'll see on Saturday. But my pick is DC.
So yeah, I have my only play on the night. I got 4 units on Volkan at plus 240, and we've been talking about this fight for a long time, so you're going to be hearing me repeating the same stuff over and over again. But one huge read I have in this fight is that, I believe DC got his life changed against John Jones. We watched that fight live. I mean, those not just the kick, but those elbows that he landed on him were bad. I mean, DC, man, I don't feel like he's going to be the same guy anymore. If he was in his 20s, then yeah, it's his first KO loss, but the dude's almost 40. I mean, he's saying in interviews he's going to retire soon in a year and all this. And where's his motivation now? He's broadcasting. He was going to retire, basically, if he beat John Jones, And my thing is another read, too. A lot of people picking DC are bringing up the Kelly fight. Oh, he's going to lose because he lost to Kelly. That was 4 years ago, number one. Number two, yeah, he lost. That was his first loss, 15-1. Number 3, he was training in Switzerland for that fight. He moved right after that fight to combat. Okay, and Henry Hoover is a beast, one of the best striking coaches in the world. But, I mean, Greg Jones, Neil Melanson, 2 of the best wrestlers of all time, and now they're coaches. I believe Volkan's wrestling has improved a lot. And I know, we've been talking about today, OSP is definitely not the grappler that DC is, but he went for 4 takedowns. Volkan didn't get taken down once. Volkan hasn't been taken down one time in the past 4 years. So I believe that his wrestling, has improved a lot. And I mean, he definitely, in my opinion, has the more power in this fight. DC has pretty good boxing, but the thing is, this is not the same DC anymore. 5 months, he should have took a year off, and he's already 40 years old. Like I really feel like time's been catching up. And I do agree with you. He does have a good chin, but he's been hurt in a lot of his fights. I mean, Rumble hurt him in the first fight. Gus hurt him, and really bad in that fight. Anderson Silva hurt him to the body. I'm pretty sure Frank Mir hurt him too in the 3rd round. But the thing is, he has a good chin. But I mean, just this Volkan kid, man. I mean, a lot of people think he's a jabroni and all this stuff. He's a jobber, but the kid is very athletic. The kid's fast, and he has stupid power. I mean, in the clinch. I mean, his right hook, his left hook, his boxing, and he has pretty good kicks from the outside too. He showed pretty good kicks against OSP, in the 1st round, 2nd round. So let's talk about him real quick. So his debut against OSP, short notice, it was a split decision. I think he won the first 2 rounds. He gassed a little bit in the 3rd round, but it was a short notice fight against a top 10 awkward fighter. He got the job done. Then he went out there and knocked out Misha, in 25 seconds, who at the time was one of the best guys in the division, in my opinion, like one of the best prospects. The dude beat Krylov pretty easily. I mean, he was smoking everybody, Now, Glover Teixeira kind of probably ended his career, but he was no joke. And then he goes out there, and we actually both bet Manoa. And we were at that card live, like I already mentioned. We were pretty pissed, but I mean, he smoked Manoa so bad in the clinch. So I don't feel confident like betting, like fading Volkan. So all the people out there betting on DC, I don't know how you guys are confident in fading the heaviest hitter in the division right now. And the thing is, Volkan's not Rumble. He's not going to go in there and try to wrestle like he did in the 2nd fight. He threw the fight away. I mean, he quit before the fight even started. I mean, Volkan has mad heart, and the whole Rockhold thing too. I think that's going to be in Volkan's advantage. I mean, Rockhold's a douchebag. I'm pretty sure Rockhold's definitely going to be, talking to Volkan, giving him his tricks. I mean, he's trains with Volkan now. So, I mean, I feel like it's going to be an advantage for him. And, my thing is DC going to make weight tomorrow? I mean, he's not looking that good and embedded. I mean, he's looking pretty fat. He's saying stuff like, he's saying stuff like, yeah, I'm the lightest ever been. But, I mean, he barely made weight last fight. And the dude is at the end of his career. He's staying in interviews. He's retiring soon. So, in my opinion, I mean, I think he's on his way out. I mean, I really do. And obviously it's a read. It's not a fact like you said. But I really think that Jon Jones changed his life. So, I got Volkan in this fight. I think he can knock him out in the 1st round. They can knock him out in the 2nd round. If it goes to championship rounds, yeah, I'll be a little worried because DC has pretty good cardio. And, he obviously has a grappling advantage. I'm not going to say Volkan has the better wrestling. I'm not stupid, okay? It's a striker versus grappler matchup. But I just think Volkan's going to connect on that chin and put him out in the 1st round. And we're going to be seeing Volkan versus Jon Jones. And I might get shit on a lot for saying this, but, because Jon Jones is one of my favorite fighters of all time. The best fighter in the world. I mean, the dude's never lost. But if he bets Volkan, I'm definitely not betting Jon Jones in that spot. I'm not going to say I'm going to bet Volkan, but I'm not betting Jon Jones because just don't sleep on this kid. This kid has the heaviest hands in the division right now. So I got Volkan. So the main event of the evening, we got Francis Ngannou versus Stipe Miocic. And Stipe is a very good champ. The dude has, he mixes it up very well. Very good striking, good boxing, good chin. He's a tough guy, man. He's only been knocked out once. And, he does get hurt in a lot of his fights, but, he has very good cardio. The dude's well conditioned. And like I mentioned, good wrestling. But I think his time's over here, man. Francis Ngannou is the real deal, bro. I mean, this guy is too athletic, too fast, too big. And, yeah, if he takes him down, I mean, what's going to happen? I mean, Francis could do the same thing he did to Anthony Hamilton, that Kamara. I mean, come on, bro. I mean, this Francis guy is good everywhere.
What'd you call it? Hold on. What'd you call it?
The Kimura.
Okay.
Kimura. Yeah, for some reason I was thinking about Kamaru. Never mind. But anyways,
you're a fag.
What
are you thinking about Usman?
Nah, I tried to say.
You got him on your mind?
Yeah, bro. I tried to say Kimura, but Kamara came out. But shut up. So, anyways, yeah, man. I mean, he's good everywhere, man. Francis is. I feel like he's gonna get a 1st round knockout here, and I feel like, If Stipe takes this in the mat, gets him down. I mean, I think he could actually get a sub. I mean, look at the Anthony Hamilton fight. That Kimura was pretty beautiful. So I don't feel confident fading Francis Ngannou at all. So the guy has the heaviest hands in the division. He hits the hardest in the UFC. Stipe can take a shot, but I mean, is he gonna be able to take a shot from Francis? And Curtis Blaze, the best wrestler, in the division besides Stipe. In the second fight, he went for many takedowns. He got him down one time, and Francis got right back up. So I think Francis is going to go out there and make this look easy. So I got Francis by first round KO. What about you?
I mean, I do think fucking Francis Ngannou is a great athlete, but who the fuck has he beaten? He beat he did knock out Overeem, who was kind of washed up and scared. He was kind of a fucking bully fighter. Like who hasn't got to beat other than Overeem? Let me tell you who fucking Stipe beat. Gonzaga. He lost against Junior Dos Santos, which is controversial. Mark Hunt. He beat Arlovsky's nobody. Verdum. Overeem. Dos Santos. Like, I don't know, man. I feel like this fool is beating a little bit of better competition. He's been a little bit more tested, in my opinion, man. And I do think people are overlooking Stipe, bro. He's a fucking firefighter. He's not going to be scared of Ngannou like a lot of other fucking people are. He sees Ngannou as just another guy. He doesn't see him as a fucking monster like other people do. So, Stipe is very fast for the division. I don't know if Ngannou's going to be able to keep up with him. He's going to be able to overpower him, but I do think Stipe is more well-rounded, man. He's got better takedowns, and if he wants to take to the ground, man, if he does, I think Ngannou's going to be in trouble, man. That ground and pound is no fucking joke. We'll see how Ngannou acts when he fucking eats a jab, man. We'll see about that, man. I don't think he's going to eat those jabs that well. Stipe's boxing is very underrated right now, and a lot of people are fucking looking past that, man. He fucking knocked out Verdum when he was walking backwards, bro. Like, I don't know, man. He's fucking sick, bro. So I'm gonna go with Stipe, bro, and I might put a bet on him as well. I think people are overlooking him, and UFC's fucking up right now. They need to be promoting their fucking champ, and the champ at plus money is always fucking good, bro.
I got two things. Okay, one, you don't think Francis would beat Mark Hunt and Verdum and Dos Santos? He would absolutely destroy all those guys.
I want to see him against Verdum.
He definitely beat Overeem, had a better performance. I mean, he dropped Stipe twice in that fight. He didn't touch Francis. And one more thing, too, you said that we don't know how Francis is going to look when Stipe touches him up. How's Stipe going to react when he gets hit by Francis?
That's true.
I mean, the dude hits super, super hard, bro. I mean, Stipe has a solid chin, but I mean, I just don't think he's going to be able to take that punishment, But if he mixes it up, if this fight, the longer this fight goes on, obviously you have to give the advantage to Stipe. But the thing is, Stipe gassed against Dos Santos, in that 5-round fight, pretty bad in the championship round. That's why he lost that fight. He was winning the fight and then he gassed. So who knows, man? But he's definitely live. I will say that. I mean, the line is crazy, bro. I mean, Stipe, plus 185. So, if you take that shot, I understand. But my thing is, I just can't fade a guy like Francis Ngannou, So, unless he's fighting like John Jones, but that's another day.
Dude, if anyone is going to give Francis Ngannou his first UFC loss, it's going to be Stipe. One of the best. He can be one of the best of all times, especially if he beats Francis right now. He's the man, bro.
He's a beast. He's a beast. I just don't know if he's gonna be able to take that shot.
I think he's more well-rounded too, bro. What if he doesn't, man? He's gonna be able to. He's gonna be. I think he can take him down. Just time to take down. This fool swings hard, man. I don't know. I think he's gonna gas. I think Ngannou's gonna gas.
Bro, look at that Kimura. Look at that Kimura. Come on, man. He's a freak, Francis, bro.
That's only gonna happen against bums. That's only gonna happen against bums. That won't happen against Stipe. You didn't even know what that move was.
I just said it was a Kimura. It was pretty
Alright,
impressive, but I will say it's about
that was impressive. That Kimura was impressive, but
Stipe
I
is
don't
not
think it
bubble.
would happen against Stipe.
Yeah,
I
man.
think people are overlooking him.
If you bet him, I wish you luck. But yeah, man. So I only have the one play on Volkan. Pretty big bet, 4 units at plus 240. 200 bucks to win 480. So I have a huge bet on him. I hope he wins. So yeah, what about you? You only have two plays you're thinking about?
No bets. I'm thinking about either betting Almeida. I got Almeida on my mind. I got Pantoja and Stipe so far. So those three are the I'm thinking about.
All right, man. We'll be back next week for I believe it's Brunson versus Souza. That's it's a pretty good card on free TV. And we got the return of Gregor Gillespie. I mean, dude, that guy's a beast. I don't know. I mean, I don't feel confident ever fading that guy. I mean, that guy's, but he's always at like minus 500. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
it's not even playable.
I wish the dude was like playable, but I mean, but I can't. I'm never gonna fade him until like I don't know. Like, he's just too good of a guy. But since we're on this topic, if he fights a guy like Tamer, I got Tamer in that fight for sure. I think we talked about that a while ago, but we'll talk about it if the time comes. So, all right, guys, we'll be back next week. I hope everyone catches their bets.
Peace.
Team Volkan. Hey, guys, no time.